Yeah. Alright guys, I want to talk about the issue with drugs and what comes with it, which is normally jail and death. All you read about is overdoses with celebrities, with your friends. I had a friend that died 5 years ago from a drug overdose. He was my best friend. I started off being his bodyguard, and then next thing you know, we became good friends, and I was over his house all the time. We would do just about everything together. He was my supplier. I got to meet his family, became good friends with his family, and then became family. And he would always tell me that I needed to go get help. I need to go to rehab. I need to go to the Hope Center. He would be my sponsor if I wanted to get help. And I always thought that I don't need help. I mean, I don't really do drugs like that. Well, I watched him overdose twice. One time, we were in an apartment. There was women there. There was other people there. And I just happened to walk in the room, and he was slumped over in the chair with two girls in the room with him. And he had all his money and dope on the table. And the women were just sitting there. Didn't bother to ask if he was okay, if he was alive. Didn't really care. I think they were just trying to sneak out with the money, to be honest. I don't think that they actually meant for him to, to die. But anyway, I walked in and I asked if he was okay. He didn't answer, so I went over and shrugged his shoulders, and he still didn't answer. And so I'm like, oh shit. I said, y'all get out of here. And so they got to arguing with me, and we don't have to go anywhere. Oh yes you do. You're getting out of here. Anyway, my friend was about 290, 300 pounds. And I had to pick him up, drag him out in the hallway, and do CPR on him. We called the ambulance to come and get him. But before the ambulance got there, I went in, me and a friend of ours named David, went in, picked up the drugs and the money, and there was a big line of heroin on the table. I didn't realize how big the line of heroin was. So I done it. I snorted it. And the ambulance came, took him to the hospital, and before you know it, I was sitting on the steps outside the apartment, apparently OD'd, passed out. Didn't even notice anybody going by. For all I know, I could have been robbed, it could have been killed, anything. Well, my cousin, which is another drug addict, does crack. He came up to the apartment wanting to buy dope. Seen me on the steps, passed out, probably OD'd. Didn't even think about checking on me. This is my mom's sister's boy, so we're first cousins. Didn't even think about checking on me. Left me on the steps and went and found his dope. Well, anyway, I end up waking up the next morning and walking around. I had all these drugs on me, and I'm trying to get a hold of my friend's family. All the while, I'm still messed up from that night. Yeah, I'm still messed up. That's how much I had done. And that was a crazy night, because it could have been both of us OD'd. Well, we ended up splitting ways. Not because we weren't friends anymore, but it's just how life was. It's just how life is. Sometimes you separate from people. Sometimes you take different paths. I had stopped doing drugs. I was self-medicating on the street with Suboxone, and he was back at it on the street and still doing the same things, tricking with the girls and doing heroin and selling it and things like that. He came by the homeless shelter to see me, and I told him what I was, told him that I was clean. He's like, yeah, until the next time you do it. And so he offered for me to come by to wash his car. Well, I didn't go because I knew what that would lead up to. And I went on with my life, and I met my girlfriend here, the blessed one. Anyway. But anyway, so anyway, we're going on with life and yada yada yada, and then I keep hearing on the street that Shy died. He OD'd. And I'm thinking that it's just a rumor. I just seen him a while back, and I kept hearing all these different rumors of how he died. So finally I see his wife in the shopping center, and she confirmed that he did pass away in his own home. But I mean, there was all types of different rumors of how he died. With a needle in his arm, yada yada yada. Well, he never done needles, but that is really irrelevant. The relevancy of this story is that drugs took him out, and he had been clean, semi-clean. I guess you can say semi-clean. No, you can't. I guess he had just calmed down from how much drugs he had done in the past, and he was beginning to be a functioning addict instead of just an addict. Yes, a functioning addict. So we'll get into that in the next video. Anyway, he passed, and it's been 5 years now. It's been 5 years.
It's been a little bit longer, hasn't it?
No, it's been 5 years.
Okay.
Believe me, 5 years. And people don't realize what they're putting in these drugs now. Fentanyl's in everything. Fentanyl's in Serenity. Fentanyl's, and they're even finding ways to put fentanyl in pain pills. They're putting it on the marijuana. I mean, nothing's safe. Nothing's safe anymore, guys.
Some people can go out and be the first time ever doing a pain pill, and it's the last, and that's scary to think about.
Yeah. So, I guess the bottom line of this story is don't do drugs, and if you do, which I'm not encouraging you to, make sure you know what's in it.
That's impossible.
And a lot of times your tolerances will be, you'll have the highest tolerance in the world. You may be used to doing a gram every 3 hours or 4 hours. But let's say you go to jail or something like that, and you get out, and then you just so happen to have money, and then you go get that gram, and it may not even have to have fentanyl in it. You try to do the same amount, and your tolerance is down, you may OD then.
Or you've been clean for so long, and
yes,
then you
exactly.
Go back.
Your body's not used to it. So just keep that in mind. Let that be a reminder. There's so many stories of celebrities like Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson and who else? I mean, just so many stories of these famous people dying. DMX. I mean, it's an epidemic. I mean, drugs are taking over the world, and I think the government meant for it to be that way, to kill off a certain culture, a certain race. But then I think it just got out of hand. So just be careful what you do out there, and be safe in whatever you do. Okay, guys, until the next time, take care of yourself and each other.